You know, if you were going to chart my career, you probably wouldn't have charted it the way I ended up. You know, I've got my best friend right here sitting on the front row. He and I went through architectural engineering together, and we've continued to be best friends. We met each other in college, and we're still best friends. My plan at that point was to, John Newland, raise your hand, John, also a graduate here.
The loudest for him, he made me. So.
You know, my plan when I was going through it, when I was sitting in a chair just like you, my goal was to have my own engineering firm. That's what I was going to do. And, you know, my plan was to, right after I graduated from engineering, to go get my MBA. And I was fortunate. I had placed out of a lot of engineering classes. I probably could have graduated in 3 years pretty easily. And instead, I took a lot of business courses. And so when I got ready, I took the GMAT, and I was getting ready to, you know, I applied to business schools. Somebody said, you know, have you ever thought about law school? And I said, no, not really. And they said, well, you know, engineers get sued all the time. And I started thinking about it, and I said, well, I did take, you know, I'm certainly not a graduate business degree, but degreed student, but, you know, maybe it would be good to get some of that experience. So I went, I took the LSAT, did really well on it. Decided to go to law school, did really, really well in law school, fortunately graduated with honors. I was offered some really nice job opportunities. I got married while I was still in school. My wife helped put me through school. And, you know, we were kind of like all young married couples, just trying to make ends meet. They were paying really well, so I said, okay, I'll keep doing this for a while. I always wanted to get back to engineering. Well, I practiced law, really doing business transactions, buying and selling companies, that type of thing. I didn't do litigation. I was always I like the business side of everything that I've ever done. And I was fortunate, a headhunter called me and asked me if I wanted to come to work as general counsel, actually started as deputy general counsel at a company called Baker Hughes. They're the third largest oil and gas service firm in the world. And I thought, okay, I like that, because now I'll be involved in business. You know, I talked it over with my wife, went over and did that for about almost 10 years. Enjoyed that immensely. I was actually working with the CEO to hopefully move into actually a business career there. And I got a call again from a headhunter wanting me to come over to Waste Management. The company, I don't know if you know the history, but when I went there, it had been through a real blow up. It was kind of the Enron of its day. It was Enron before Enron. Had a lot of accounting scandals. In fact, I've taught over at a couple of the accounting classes when they do a case study on waste management and ethics. And I've taught that of how we turn the company around. So I went over to help turn the company around, but when the CEO, I was the first person the CEO hired, I said, look, if you're hiring me to be the lawyer, I'm not interested. But if you're hiring me to come help turn the company around and move into business, I'm very interested in that role. And so that's how I went over there. And once we got the legal things cleaned up, I moved into operations, lived out in California for a year, lived in Scottsdale for a year. I was responsible for our Western Group operations, and then became president. Right here.
Does your company now offer any aid to employees and their families who are being forced out of their home in the economy that we have today?
What we do is, you know, whenever there's some type of an event, just like, you know, the event that's going on in Haiti right now, you know, we set up a fund. We've actually sent a lot of money over there, $200,000, and we're matching our employee contributions. So we're very involved in our communities, and when issues come up like that, we do have an employee assistance program where if our employees have a variety kind of issues, we do try to help them with that as well. Great question.
Do you think this episode hurts Waste Management's environmental platform? Because the viewers see the fast-moving assembly lines, and then you said that you want to focus less on productivity and more on worker morale. How do you think the viewers will take this?
Well, certainly I hope the viewers look at this. The question was, how will viewers take this program, and will they think that we're not as environmentally conscious as we should be, I think, in summary. And I certainly hope not. I mean, one of the reasons I did this is I wanted them to see how important recycling is to us and how important it is to make energy out of trash. You know, the way we look at the waste stream we pick up, we think we want to put it all to the highest and best use. We want to take those things that can be recycled and put back into the stream of commerce. That's what we want to do with it. The stuff that doesn't make sense to do with, we want to make energy out of it. That's really the way we approach the business. And I hope people will look at it and say, wow, I didn't know Waste Management did all those things, and what a great place to work, because, boy, they really care about their employees. That's the kind of place I'd want to work. I hope that's, you tell me, what did you all think after watching the show? Y'all, anybody want to come to work? Okay, there's another question. Oh, right here. Yes, sir.
It's actually expanding on his question.
Yes.
So, like, is anything that's not recyclable, is it like, do you always try to find a way to burn it for energy?
Absolutely. You know, a big thing right now, take the organics part of the waste stream. You know, food, yard waste, what have you. Composting is kind of the thing to do with it right now. But look, that is short-term thinking. If you think about composting, it's actually not very good for the environment, because we do compost, but what do? We run a separate set of trucks to go pick it up separately. What did we just do? We just doubled our emissions. We just used twice the amount of fuel to pick it up. Then the whole composting process creates a whole nother set of greenhouse gases. And then the stuff that you can't get rid of, you bag it all up and hope people will buy it to put in their flower beds, but you know, that's a little bit, that's where some of it goes. Most of it then ends up going on a farm where people spread it out, creating more greenhouse gases. And yet everybody feels really good. You know what we did? We kept it out of the landfill. Okay, but at what cost? You know, what did we just do to the environment? That's one of the reasons why we have put power plants at our landfills. So the stuff that goes to our landfills, at least we're recycling. We're turning that into energy. We're taking the stuff that goes to our landfill and we are powering things with it. But that's short term. What we're doing right now, we're investing a lot of capital into anaerobic digestion, aerobic digestion, plasma arc technology. These are all things that are, you know, they're out there, the technology is evolving, and eventually we're going to get to the point where we're doing something better than either putting it in the landfill, organics, or composting. We're going to create energy or a plasma gas, you know, something that we can then turn it into a better product. But that's on down the road. That isn't going to happen. There are a lot of people out there claiming it exists today. It doesn't. You can do it on a very small scale with a very homogeneous waste stream, but you can't do it the way we pick up the trash and on a big scale. And that's what we're investing money in right now. I know it's getting late, yeah. And I'll stay and ask, anybody wants to stay after we break up, I'll stay as long as y'all have questions.
Yeah, we have two more here.
Yeah.
Is there a way that your frontline employees or just any other employees in general can get in touch with corporate or just people higher up and not feel like they're going to be persecuted or something like that?
Right. Great question. Her question is there a way for frontline people in our company to talk to people at corporate and not feel like they're going to get in trouble or persecuted? We have a variety of avenues. First of all, anybody in the company can send me an email and I will respond immediately. Anybody. And my email is on there on the directory. If for some reason people don't want to talk to their supervisor about something, we have a hotline. That's an 800 hotline. It's anonymous. They can call. It's better if they tell us their name, because sometimes I get these anonymous things and it looks like an issue, but I don't even know who to go talk to. Those are tough to solve when I don't know where they are or what the issue is. We have an open door policy. We do skip level meetings. We have a variety of things, and Lynn is now setting up, I don't know where she went, setting up some other avenues, both through Facebook and other avenues where people can come on and try to pass on to us anything that they think we could do better. And we're very interested in that. Great question. Thank you. And then the last one's right here.
That was my same question.
Oh, was it really? Man, that's a hot topic. Well, thank you very much for being here. I hope you enjoyed the show. Thank you.